口に放り込んで風を待っていた。もう忘れてしまったかな。世の中の全部嘘だらけ。本当の価値を二人で探しに行こうと笑ったこと。忘れないように。もう忘れてしまったかな。夏の木陰に座ったままアイスを口に放り込んで風を待っていた。もう忘れてしまったかな。世の中の全部嘘だらけ。本当の価値を二人で探しに行こうと笑ったこと。忘れないように、色褪せないように、形に残るものが全てじゃないように。
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the MALT Round of 32. We are continuing on with the couple of matches for the weekend here. Got the stream a little bit of a delay. We got the stream up and running for you guys here. Didn't miss too much of the action. We're currently in the third map of this best of 7. The two players trading their first picks back and forth to make it a 1-to-1 situation. We'll go ahead and go over those as soon as this map is over. Right now they are going through LN2 at the moment, and right now yellowbadbeast going up against Exilfaker in this match, and yellowbadbeast holding on to the accuracy advantage despite finding a little bit of a slider drop, but and an R12 boot, and that one's actually gonna give this lead over to Exilfaker to work with about 10,000 points and climbing as they continue to find more of these drops here. Really not able to handle these chord-based coordination LNs the deeper we go into this map, dropping down into that 98% range for the moment. Exilfaker also taking a little bit of damage, but able to hold on to their combo very crucially, being able to take advantage of the opportunity being given to them here. As we make our way into the last lever of chart, it would take a monumental drop from Exilfaker, but I don't think there's much density left to read through in this chart. And just like that, this map is over, and Exilfaker makes it 1-2 now in their favor. And as always, my name is Sparky, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a solo job here in the commentary booth as we make our way through these last couple of matches for the weekend here. And just a recap for those of you just joining us. We can go ahead and go over the bans and the picks so far. yellowbadbeast banning out Atlanta 1, Exilfaker responding with a ban of Rice 3 before Exilfaker got the first pick. Going into Hybrid 1 was a breakpoint in favor of yellowbadbeast, but then yellowbadbeast traded that breakpoint right back on Rice 4 before players started getting their bearings a little bit. Exilfaker winning on LN2 to make it 1-2, so still very much a dead heat as yellowbadbeast goes into coma here, Hybrid 2, to try and maintain parity between the two players. We are going to get into Hybrid 2 now. Strong starts for both players, able to make it through this opening section relatively unscathed. It is very easy to find drops very early on if you're not too careful. Sure, a couple of 200s here and there for both players to contend with, but Exilfaker actually pulling out ahead in terms of accuracy. As I say that, finding a pretty late release here, dropping them down into that 99.5 range. yellowbadbeast able to take a sliver of a lead right now as the accuracy starts to even out, and we begin to cross into that 400 combo cap. Now misses are going to be all the much more detrimental as we make our way through one of the longest maps in this pool, not taking the tiebreaker into consideration. still we continue on. There's still plenty of time for these players to really start to settle in terms of their accuracy. Both of them doing very well to hold on to their full combos as we get into this more LN-oriented section. A couple of rice chords to contend with, but not the most overbearing here, just on that left hand. But Exilfaker actually finding the drop on the transition as they start to swap hands here. And now yellowbadbeast having a 2/10 advantage going into the second third of the chart now. And now as we continue on, yellowbadbeast is able to make this about a 9,000 point lead, extending their accuracy advantage as well as taking advantage of that miss in the back pocket for the moment. Still holding on to their FC for the moment. There's still plenty of time for Exilfaker to get themselves back into this map. There is plenty of room for misreads to occur, especially as we make our way into the back half now. A bit more of a reprise of these staircase LNs with the chords on the left hand before you switch back into that right hand. If you're able to handle the first time this goes around, the second time shouldn't be all that bad, but Exilfaker actually finding another drop on the transition out of it this time instead of in the middle of it. And another one for the Rogue, gonna help extend this lead for yellowbadbeast for the moment here. As we make our way into a bit more of an LN dedicated section, a little bit easier to read through, no real release coordination having to be done, but Exilfaker actually going to pick up a slighter break going into the last third of the chart for the moment, starting to grow this lead in favor of yellowbadbeast, 33,000 points and counting. As we take a bit of a break here, a chance for the players to recompose themselves for this final quarter. And now we begin the final onslaught of this chart. You have these anchored LNs for extended durations of time, and Exilfaker going to find another drop as this section begins. yellowbadbeast still able to combo their way through this. And I think we're quickly approaching the realm of insurmountable in terms of score lead, 40,000 points in favor of the red side for the moment, about 6/10 in favor for yellowbadbeast as well, and for the accuracy. And as we make our way into the last lever chart here, a couple of chords to read through. Definitely not the most dense, but can definitely take you for a bit of a ride if you're not too careful, especially since you have been playing for about 4 minutes, but both players able to successfully make it through. And yellowbadbeast will be able to tie this up 2-2 now, with Exilfaker up to pick next. So here we continue on. You guys might have noticed we don't have the chat available for this match. You gotta love the tournament client not loading it up when needed. But I'll keep you guys up to date as to what the pick is going to be for Exilfaker as we move on here. And as things stand, there are no more dedicated LM picks. If they really wanted to, they could probably go for something like Shinjuku and round out this hybrid pool if they don't want to get into a bit of an accuracy battle. And sure enough, that is going to be the case here, as they select hybrid 3 for their final pick. This opening section, not the hardest to read through, but these anchored LNs do become prime spots for basically lifting your finger before the full LN is done, with all the things having to be done around the hold. But both players able to navigate it relatively well, hovering around that mid 99% range. Are both of them separated by about hundredths of a percent, maybe about a tenth now, as we continue on here. A full minute shorter than the previous hybrid pick, gonna give both players a little bit less time to really reorient themselves if they do find a break, especially now we have crossed that 400 combo cap and there is very little separating both of them as the tempo picks up and we get into a bit more of a chord stream oriented section. And both of them handling that transition very well for the moment. And as I say that, the accuracy is going to start to tighten up here between the two players before things go back into the LNs. And yellowbadbeast actually going to find the first break between these two players. Now he's going to give Exilfaker a bit of cushion to work with, that lead growing to about 7,000 points now as they have the opportunity to really stretch the advantage here. They have the accuracy lead and they are still above that 400 combo cap, so they'll be able to run away with this a little bit here, but there's still plenty of map left to go. Back half of the chart still to come here as they transition on into it. And the difference between them about a tenth of a percent, but Exilfaker has that miss in the back pocket to work with. As we continue on here, last third of the chart left to go, and not much changing between the two players, both of them really settling in right now as we approach the last minute of this chart. And still we continue on, we go back into this very, very light chord stream oriented section. Last quarter of the chart still to come. They were able to handle it the first time around. They're doing an equally as good job this second go around, but it continues on for an extended period of time. You don't really get the respite of the LNs to come to your rescue, and yellowbadbeast is actually going to find the second break of this map. Exilfaker is going to be able to extend their lead even further, and looking very confident on their third pick here, or their second pick rather, in this match. And they're going to be able to successfully make it 2-3 now. And with the way things have been going, both players have taken their picks after handshaking the first two breakpoints in this match. It's going to be up to yellowbadbeast to find the perfect map to force that tiebreaker to come out here. And it looks like it is going to be Rice 2 coming out. So Terrasphere going to be the pick for yellowbadbeast to try and force this tiebreaker to come out. The last time they went for Rice, though, Exilfaker was able to take the breakpoint away from them. So a little bit of risk involved when going into this, but going to have to try their best to hold off their opponent to avoid the upset here as well. As both players are ready, we're going to get into the sixth map of this best of 7. One of two scenarios can happen here. Either the match ends here proper, or we go into that tiebreaker. Very strong starts for both players. Exilfaker finding a bit of an accuracy drop early on, but it's only about a tenth of a percent that they fell behind through that introduction. Both players crucially holding on to their full combos. This is even shorter than the last two hybrids that we did play through. So not a lot of room for error in comparison to those two charts, and it looks like the accuracy is going to start to even out just a little bit here as we continue on into the second quarter of the chart. yellowbadbeast is holding on to about 2,000 points of a lead. Definitely not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination as we continue on here. Going to need to really batting down the hatches, but they do find a pretty significant accuracy drop. They fall from their 0.6 perch down to the 0.4s, and it does give the lead over to Exilfaker for the moment here. But then Exilfaker trades it back with a 200 of their own, and we're now in a deadlock between both players as we make our way into the back half of the chart, separated by maybe thousandths of a percent at the moment. Oh, and yellowbadbeast going to find the first break, but it's quickly traded back by Exilfaker here. So no harm, no foul at the end of the day, but yellowbadbeast, actually Exilfaker's the only one finding the break on the transition. Those cord impacts going to be knocking them down another 10th. And yellowbadbeast now with the advantage here, not trading that miss back and gonna be able to make it to that 400 combo cap unsuccessfully as they find the miss now. And now Exilfaker has the opportunity in this last quarter to start pulling this lead back. They're going to cross that 400 combo cap first and be able to wrench this lead back from yellowbadbeast before too long. And there's still about an eighth of the chart left to go, and these two have been going at it back and forth, just trading these hundreds of points between them. There is very little margin for error for both of these players. And as we get into this outro, they are once again tied in terms of accuracy. But it could come down to the timing of that miss from yellowbadbeast, as Exilfaker able to hold on to the lead for a moment. Last couple of notes, and they're going to be able to take it. 2,100 points, the margin of victory, and Exilfaker pulls off the upset against yellowbadbeast and punches their ticket into the winners round of 16 by a score of 4-2. What an incredible performance from both of these players, coming down just to the ratio between them. And Exilfaker, congratulations to them. Commiserations to yellowbadbeast, not out of it just yet, but going to need to make the run through the losers bracket to keep their tournament run alive. But that will do it for this match. We'll be back at 18 UTC for another doubleheader before, actually, I think these are the last two matches of the weekend. Gonna need to get some confirmation about the last one on the list. It is going to be Delta 386 going against Hollow the Wise, and Accelerex taking on June in about 27 minutes. So take a little bit of a break, get some water, come back for some more amazing 7-key action. We'll see you guys in a little bit.